The following program is rated U for universal audiences and is considered suitable for listeners of all ages.
This is a presentation from Dream Realm Enterprises, where dreams are our reality.
It's another episode of DBB. This is DBB number 150, and I am your host, Jon Russell. This is my second attempt at trying to record this episode. The first time I had a lot of background hum, and I couldn't do anything about it. I don't know why that was. But if you do hear anything weird in the background, like hum or traffic or crazy cats running around, that's kind of part of what's going on today. So I apologize. All right, what I am trying to update you on today, just a brief update, is the fact that we've got another episode of Tales from a Dark Realm coming out soon, probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. And this one is a reading of an excerpt from the classic Washington Irving horror story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is one of my personal favorite horror stories. I've loved it since I was a kid. I'm sure many of you remember the Disney animated Legend of Sleepy Hollow that they used to run every year at around Halloween on one of the networks or other. Probably on multiple networks, who knows. But yeah, I grew up with that and love the story. Of course, there have been a few movies, most famously the Johnny Depp one, which I also enjoyed. I've enjoyed all the movies that they've done. I've enjoyed reading the book. And I've always wanted to do like an audio adaptation of the book, but we've never gotten around to that here at DRE, but perhaps one of these days. But for now, I thought this was the perfect opportunity with Tales from a Dark Realm to at least do a reading from the book. It's not the entire book being read or anything like that. It's just going to be a short excerpt from the book, what I think is the most interesting and exciting part. And it's being read by Paul RBC, who you will know as Dr. Diesel from Robots of the Company, and of course, the Doctor, our current Doctor, in DRE's fan-produced Doctor Who series, as well as many, many other roles that he's played over the last few years for DRE. He's just one of those guys that he's one of our MVPs, if you will. He's also going to be taking over the role of Waldo in Magic Monsters and Mayhem Book 4 from our dear departed Jeff Niles. He's taking over that role during Book 4. We'll talk more about that when that comes up. He's doing that, and he volunteered to do one of the readings for Tales from a Dark Realm, and I thought, I think he'll be good for The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, so I threw that one his way, and he recorded it for me, and did a wonderful reading, which you guys will get to hear real soon, sometime within the next couple of weeks. I've still got to put music and maybe some sound effects in there, a few. It wouldn't take much, if any, but I've definitely got to do, a final mastering and throw some music in there and so forth before I can release it. You'll get it on YouTube initially. That's where these episodes premiere. And then later on, perhaps on the podcast feed, which is what I did with the first episode. It is now on the podcast feed, but it premiered exclusively on YouTube. But I know not everybody does YouTube. And I know not everybody wants to do YouTube, so I didn't want to make it, you absolutely have to listen to everything on YouTube. But it does premiere there, and then perhaps within a few days or a few weeks, it will then pop up on the feed. On the website, there are links to the YouTube episodes. You will find links to our YouTube channel as well as the actual episodes themselves. The episodes themselves aren't on the website, but they are leading you. The website is leading you to the YouTube versions. So, yeah, if you want to just get the audio version as a podcast form, then you have to get it over the feed, which, wherever you get those. But they appear on YouTube first. That's the point. So it's kind of a YouTube exclusive initially, and then we do pop it onto the feed later. This one, the first one I did within just a few days, but it may not work that way. Going forward, it may take a little bit, maybe a longer gap between it premiering on YouTube and later on, because we are trying to build the YouTube channel, if you will. So hopefully you guys get that. Hopefully you'll understand what we're trying to do. So if you haven't already, and if you do like listening to things on YouTube, then please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll find links to that on our website, dreamrealmsite.com. So please do subscribe and hit that bell notification button so that you can be notified when we drop new content. Most of our content goes up there on YouTube. Not every single thing is there, but quite a lot of our shows are there, which includes, Doctor Who, includes Robots of the Company, this show that I'm talking about, Tales from a Dark Realm, Magic Monsters of Mayhem, and so on and so on and so forth. A lot of our material is up there. Again, not every single thing we've ever done is there, but a lot is there. And this show in particular, Tales from a Dark Realm, our horror anthology series, is exclusively premiering on YouTube. So you get your first shot at listening to it then. So if you don't want to wait, tune in to YouTube. Or if you don't care waiting for a few weeks after it premieres, then you've got the podcast feed wherever you get it. Spotify, Google Play, all that stuff. Podomatic, which is the home of our podcast feed, Podomatic. You can subscribe on there. You can subscribe on Google Play, I believe. You can find us on Spotify just by putting in Dream Realm Enterprises. So, and you, of course, can find us on YouTube, which this will be going out on YouTube as well. So if you're listening to it already on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Other things, I've got other things going on as well, like my classic Doctor Who discussion and review show, Q Who. I dropped an episode recently for that, which has gotten quite a few views on YouTube. The most views, actually, of any of the Q Who episodes so far. So that's encouraging, because I was kind of like, well, I don't know if there's any real interest in this series or not, in this podcast. So I was thinking about canceling it. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen now. There will be at least a couple more episodes before the end of the year of that. So I'll be reviewing some releases coming up. I just recently released that episode of Q Who that reviewed the Keys of Marinus that's come out as an audiobook, read by Jamie Glover. And you can tune into that on YouTube or on the feed or on the website and check out my thoughts on that recent release that was released on CD and digital and so forth. So, yeah, hopefully you will enjoy that. Seems to be people have been enjoying that episode. So I will also be reviewing the Season 2 Limited Edition Blu-ray box set coming up real soon. That's coming up in December. That's going to be released the 5th of December in the UK. I have pre-ordered my copy of that, the UK version. So I'll be getting that sometime in the middle of December, not too far from Christmas, so around that time anyway. And I will be reviewing that on QWho. And there's a documentary coming out as well on Blu-ray called Doctor Who Am I, which is a documentary that they've created and going to be releasing in the next few weeks concerning the TV movie. So that should be interesting, and I look forward to checking that out and reviewing it for you. So yeah, plenty of things coming up. We got Robots of the Company, the holiday special coming up this year in about a month or so. And then a whole full season 13, sometime in the new year, fairly early on. Still working on that behind the scenes, still writing on that and so forth. So a lot going on. You guys will get to hear that. Spacers Inc. Season 1 is edited. I just have to add music and sound effects. And then release that first season, which will be a 3-episode season. I had intended it to be about 6 or 8 episodes, but we didn't get to finish it yet. So I've decided that the 3 episodes that we've got recorded and edited, those will act as season 1. So it's kind of like the pilot and a couple of episodes, just as a test run to see if you guys like it. If it's successful, we'll do more. So yeah, you got that to look forward to probably early in the new year as well. So you'll get to hear those 3 episodes that we did. I'm sure the cast has been wondering, where's the next one? But I just haven't had a chance to get back and finish the script that I started for episode 4. So that will come up in season 2 if it happens. And we'll continue from there. A little bit about the series. Of course, it's a sci-fi show. Kind of a big influence on it was Firefly, as well as shows like Dark Matter, Blake 7, etc., etc. It's got a lot of... It picks from a few different things. It's inspired by a number of different sci-fi shows, leans very much towards Firefly. So if you enjoyed Firefly, you should really enjoy this show. And hopefully you will. Hopefully you will enjoy this show. And if you do, we will continue on with that. We've got a great cast on there. We've got Shane Harris. We've got Christy Glick. We've got Delaney Brittingham. We've got Joe Stofko. There's so many great people on there. We'll talk more about that when we get closer to release. I'll tell you the entire cast, but there are some great people involved in this show. So I know I didn't mention everybody, but I'm just trying to quickly get through this. But there's your update for now. Hey, we've reached 150 episodes here at DBB. That's pretty special. I think that's pretty cool. If you've been with us from the beginning, give us a shout out on YouTube or other socials, Facebook or whatever, and let us know that you've been with us from the beginning. And if you like how this show has developed from the beginning, this is season 6, of course. So, yeah, 150 episodes. It's the longest running continuous podcast that we've had at DRE. So yeah, and it's I think it's pretty special to have reached 150 episodes. So congratulations to us. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and tune in to the next one, because we'll have more real soon when we're getting ready to release the next Tales from a Dark Realm. And we'll talk about more about that in that episode, as well as whatever else is going on behind the scenes. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You know the drill. Please stay tuned.
This program is copyright 2022, all rights reserved, and is brought to you by Dream Realm Enterprises. Warping to new dimensions.